All right, let's see. Hello, everyone. Okay, let's get everybody settled in. Okay. Um, okay. Um, so today I was wanted to talk about playing with different structures, in particular isolated pawn and hanging pawns, like two of the more important structures that occur in chess. So I want to start with this game between Korchnoi and Karpov. It's a fairly famous game. And I have a Queen's Gambit decline here. All right, so yeah, in this position, this is like, I guess, the first sort of important moment. So, okay, here there are many plans you can really do in this position. However, I think the move that Korchnoi played is very interesting. It's very logical. He played this move knight to h5. Now, why knight h5? Well, because after bishop g3, you want to take, right? So it guarantees you're going to trade off his bishop. And in general, when you're playing against an isolated pawn, you want to be able to trade off some pieces and then eventually put pressure on the isolated pawn and play some good, end middle game and an end game. So knight h5 is a very logical move, although certainly you can do other moves as well. After knight h5, doesn't white get d5 in? Well, he could, but d5 will just be equal. Takes, knight f4, and black's totally fine. So yes, in general, you have to be on the lookout for the d5 break, but okay, here it's more or less just equals, so it's not a big deal. So, but okay, if black wants to play for a win, maybe b6, bishop b7 also is fine. But knight h5, okay, against Korchnoi in a world championship match, black is generally happy with the draw. So he knew that Korchnoi will play for a win, not gonna just like quick liquidate. So he played bishop b3. Knight back to f6, and now you have a grip against the d5 square. Knight e5, go bishop d7, trying to go bishop c6. Queen e2. Now bishop c6 right away, knight f7 is annoying, so just goes rook c8. Trades, goes here. Yeah, and as you could see, pieces are getting traded off, and it's going to be very hard for white to get any kind of an attack going. Knight takes. Why did white trade pieces? That's a good question. I don't think white played this game particularly well. Yeah, I mean, maybe black will go here and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm not sure. That's a good question. I don't think white played this game particularly well. So yeah, rook d1 makes more sense. Yeah, probably you're right. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think this particular game, Korchnoi didn't understand it so well. Yeah, now if rook takes, we take with the pawn. And then we're going to put pressure on the d4 pawn, which is like easily attackable. Knight takes d6 is not as good because of d5. And in this case, white might be slightly better because he has a bishop against knight in an open game. So b takes c6, rook c1 would be possible, but the queen d6 and black's a bit better. So rook c3 he played, queen d6, and c3, rook d8, rook d1, rook b6, aiming for rook b4, and so on and so forth. Queen 1, queen d7, now rook d6. Now we can already tell black is clearly better, right? Like he's taking over. He's going to have all that pressure against isolated pawn, and white really got nothing, right? No attack. So it was like a case of playing with isolated pawn got wrong for white. So here, queen c6. Now if you take, then knight will take back. And that right here, you're going knight before, and black is like putting some pressure. So queen f4, knight d5, queen d2, queen d6. Yeah, and now black will go knight e7, knight c6, and put pressure on the pawn on c5. So takes. White best chance for advantage with dice that want to get activated on king. Yes, exactly. And I'll show you examples of where, white or black got a good position playing with isolated pawn. Rook d3, queen c6, queen c3, queen d7. So now you could see that e5 is a threat, which means that it's kind of difficult for white, and he ended up playing f4. Now, f4 comes with a very big price. Because of that weakness, white was sort of like obligated to, in order to not lose that pawn, white became a bit obligated to weaken their king, right? So now the passed pawn might not be as big of a deal, but now it's a principle of two weaknesses, right? Like now you can actually potentially hunt down that king, which is sort of what black did. He played b6 first, b5, and then you played ba, which is a stroke, and white played queen a3. And now a5, rook takes. Queen b5, rook d2. Why is ba strong? Well, it's like distracting the queen away from c3. I think that's the point. I mean, maybe it's not like the only move, but it's like distracting the queen helps the black activate the queen. Then after rook d2, okay, here black played a pretty good plan. Okay, like white did get the pawn back, but now, and here black, got control over the position and started to take over. So let's start with this position. Let's see what you would play here. Some people saying rook d8, rook c8 1 probably, and it's not a very big deal, but potentially. Yeah, so e5 is yeah, f6 is also possible, but f6 I think creates a weakness, which I don't know, might be a little slow. So the right idea is e5 takes. And okay, if you take here, I take here. Black is sort of just winning with the attack, right? So again, now the isolated pawn doesn't matter as much. Now the weakness of the king matters. The white played queen a1. What should black play here? All right, so let's see. So we got the rook e2. We got the rook e4. We got the rook e1. Take queen f4. Let's see what answers we have. Queen d6. Queen d8. Queen d3 again. Queen d8. Okay. And okay, let's check these. So the move is queen e8. If rook e2, then I believe rook takes a5 is sort of okay for white in between move, and then white sort of starts taking over. Okay, now everybody knows, but okay, I already gave you guys enough time to think as it is. So, queen b6, then, I don't know, queen b6 doesn't threaten that much, I think, and maybe I would have won. Or queen d1, and to defend. Rook e1 takes queen e3 again. There's nothing that special here. I feel like we could sort of hold the position together. I mean, in all of these cases, black is better. But, and if rook e4, then we have rook a5. So, yeah. So, queen e8. Best move, threatening rook e1. And after this is a very sneaky. Rook gets the second. Play there, here, here. Queen b1, g6. Yeah, queen f1. How does black play here? So the answer is queen c5, here, right? Simple. Yeah, of course, don't play here, allowing perpetual, right? So pretty simple. Okay. All right. This was like a warm-up game. Now we're gonna take a look at some more serious games. All right. Now we're gonna take a look at a game where white got an attack with knight split it pawn. Petrosyan играл against Belasov. And here black played it a bit wrong. Played rook e8. All right. How should white continue? Okay, so most of you put bishop g5. But it's not the best move because bishop g5, even though it's paired with, let's move g6. Yes, yeah, Alice, you got it now. Yeah, so yeah, and if you go knight g5, okay, and it doesn't do anything. I can go g6. I can also take this pawn on d4. So, and g4 again, I can always go g6. So actually, black should have played g6 immediately. But and by the way, 94 still g6. So yeah, it looks like black. Well, he can always play g6 next move. However, there's one problem. White can start with this incredible move d5, and now black cannot take with knight because they get checkmated. And if they move the, you just take. So you're kind of obliged to take. But now after bishop g5, and if black goes g6, simple question here. What does white play here? Actually, maybe not so simple. I saw a couple of people got it wrong. Yeah, of course, rook e7. Yeah. If knight takes bishop f6 and if rook takes bishop f6, if rook takes, yeah. Yeah, if queen here, knight d7. Let's do it. If queen takes e7, knight takes d5, and yeah, knight takes bishop. Yeah, some of you put bishop f6 quickly, but see a good move, look for a better move, guys. Guys are good players. So, yeah, this actually I think might be good for black, to be honest. So, for what it's worth. Does black have a chance of, okay, Austin, I know you like to activate your queen, but you tried it against Elshan Muradibadi, right? It didn't really work in US Open. Because then it's like e1, bishop e3, queen h6. Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, maybe you're not losing immediately, but still, it's not what black is aiming for. Yeah, anyways, so I know you're a big fan of sacking the queen, but probably this is not quite a fortress. Yeah, I'm like Magnus. I don't really believe in fortresses. So, knight e4, knight takes e4, d takes e4, queen takes e4. Yeah, if this, then we have here h8, so g6. Okay, how to continue here? Sorry, Austin, if I was a bit tough. I hope I was. It was all good. Fun. I hope I was not offensive with what I said. Just kind of a little bit joking around. Yeah. Anyways, so queen h4. Yeah, queen h4 I think is best. Yeah, bishop e3. I think bishop takes g5 is pretty annoying. Queen here, stay here, and rook e7. Yeah, I have friends who really strong players. They really like sacking the queen also. So yeah, queen h4 is the best. Getting out of the way. Queen c7. All right, now what to do? Yes, very good. Now we play this move, yeah. Most of you are getting it. Yeah, now bishop b3 threatening bishop f7 and queen h7. Yeah, because if you play rook e7, it's tempting, but I think queen c2 5 is okay. Yeah, and if this one, then knight 7, I guess. So bishop b3, h5. Yes, Saraftak, yes, you got it. Let's see if anyone else finds it. Okay, yeah, most people are getting it. It's a bit of a committal move, actually, queen e4. Because queen e4, you sort of have to see ahead of time what you're going to do after king g7. Because if you don't see it, then the queen actually is a bit in front of this. So I feel like you can also go simply bishop takes e7 with knight g5, also an advantage, also same advantage. If you do go queen e4, you sort of have to see ahead of time what you're doing here. And let's see if anyone can calculate till the end. You have to sort of see two key moves here. Because if you don't see the exact continuation, then it's not clear how white continues. Okay, very good, Sartak, very good. You just got your coordinates a little bit wrong, but you got the answer. Actually, Sartak, let me call on you. You maybe explain me the answer.
So I thought the correct move was bishop takes f7. And yeah, so the king has to take, otherwise we take on g6. And then now we play bishop h6.
Yeah.
And now it's hard for black to stop queen e6 or queen c4. And yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Bishop h6 as a follow-up is a very important idea. Cutting off the exit square. Yeah, and if you don't have that, then you're not really better, right? So you kind of have to see it ahead of time. Because if you start with this and then this, it's not as good. I mean, I can play rook g8 and black is okay here. So it's very important to start with it. And if you go queen e6, king here, knight h4, this is also only a draw with perfect play. So the idea is this, and bishop h6, very important idea. And now you can't really stop all the checks. And white was able to win shortly after. All right, let's take a look at the next game. So in this case, black, prevented the d5 break, right? So unlike the previous example, here black kind of got grip on the d5 square. So, you don't have a chance to break with d5. However, there are other ways we could sort of play against isolated pawn. And here in this position, it's white to play. Yep. Very good. Rook e3. Yeah, rook e3 with the idea of rook h3. Yes, very good. Rook left. Yeah. So black here played the move g6. Because if rook c8, then we take here, and rook h3, and king comes in. He's actually already a massive threat with a rook lift, right? Like a Greek gift coming in. And black have to play g6, white played rook g3. Of course, if knight h5, you could take on e7 and take here. Rook c8 was played. Bishop here, rook e8. All right, how should white continue the attack? Okay, so some of you are saying h4, but then I think I can play knight c6, and it's not so easy to continue. Looks like I see. Got it. Maybe I'll call on him. And so if you play this first, I think there's a problem. Don't think it works immediately, because Yeah, FG. Yeah, I think there's a problem. Like I can play if rook G7, I can go king H7, and if you go queen B1, then bishop. I think it's like 94, and it's not so clear here. Here, knight C2. Yeah, so I think this doesn't fully work. Right? So you need to actually prepare it with A3. This is very important. And then only when the knight goes here or D5, then so like here, and now you get this attack in because you also can go queen B1, and now the fourth square is blocked, and then you're winning. Yeah, here there's no defense in the attack in this position. Yes, exactly. Yeah, this was very good calculation. Actually, this was a very important moment. You guys see here with the engine, you will see that A3 is the only move. If you don't play A3, A3 is completely winning for white, +2 and goes up. The next best move is only +0.3 or something, right? So it's okay. H4, I guess the best move defense. It's still not easy to defend. I guess bishop D6 is the best, maybe bishop 8. But again, it's not exactly winning, right? Like, and yeah, this stuff doesn't work right away, as you guys could see, right? So here, yeah. So this is it just goes to show that even if you know the right ideas, you still have to back it up with calculation, right? Like it's very important to know the ideas, but then you have to still calculate concretely, right? So it's like, especially when you're attacking. And white, Raymond Keane, Grandmaster, was able to execute. Nice. All right, let's take a look at the next one. Kovalevka gets pre-chipped. Never game. All right, so what would you do as white here? Yeah, they were talking about like IQPs, yeah. Queen D3 is the right idea. I think if you start with G4, that might be a little too aggressive because I think I'm just going G6. Well, actually, maybe not. Yeah, G6. No, actually, then bishop H6. Yeah, maybe it's with G4. So G4, yeah, then you can go bishop 6 and G5 maybe. Yeah, so this might not be that big of a deal. If you go here, you can go here, and I guess the sacks, you can go knight f6. And so G4 is something, but looks like queen D3 sort of looks like bishop D6 sort of guards everything. So queen D3 is a better move, and then after this, white played this move queen H3. So because he couldn't do the rook lift, he did what you call a queen lift, right? Another interesting attacking ideas. Yeah, I mean G4, yeah, it's tempting, right? But bishop T6 though is a pretty common defense, right? Like, since you played bishop D7, bishop C6 kind of makes sense as a follow-up, right? Yeah, this is pretty typical though. You're trying to go bishop G5 and then playing, so on and so forth. And here you play the small bishop A2 because the bishop in this case did its job, and then came the rook in. It's pretty nice. And white won a pawn and eventually was able to win the game. All right, so let's see what else we have. Okay, Plavskiv against Arkel came from a Kali system. On knight f6, queen h4, and here black played a knight c6, which is a mistake. Yes, I know. I just realized I had it running. Yeah. All right. How should white play here? White queen rook was good. I think then queen takes d4. Yeah, so queen a4, and here black made a mistake with knight c6. So how should white continue here? Yes, so bishop g5 is the best. Knight g4, I could go g6, and this sort of guards things. So bishop g5 is stronger. And yeah, now if h6, we could take and go queen e4. If we play knight e5, we can play bishop takes f6. We're threatening queen h7, and then after this, we go bishop takes d7. And after g6, what's the idea for white? Yeah, so again, there are many possibilities here, but nothing is as dominating as the submit move, bishop a6. Yeah, I think once you see the move, then it becomes pretty clear. It's just completely winning good so you're disturbing their harmony. If take here, we go knight e6, take. If takes, we go bishop takes. Or even D is also good. And then if bishop moves queen here. So yeah, it's more or less winning. Okay, you could try this move, but bishop takes. Yeah, and then white sort of winning. Yeah, okay. Let's keep on. Yeah. You stood up against Belyavsky. This was actually a very similar opening, except this time, after queen g4, knight f6, queen h4, black played knight d7, which is, of course, a better move than knight c6. And here, already white played rook d1, because if you start with bishop g5, and then the problem is knight takes e5. Yeah, and this is not so clear, right? So yeah, because then the then the d3 bishop is oh no, sorry, wait, am I think wait, am I wrong? Wait, sorry, sorry, it's not my wait, I think I'm wrong. Yeah, sorry, I'm wrong. Yeah, no, bishop f6. No, I think after this, yeah, you play h6. Sorry, you play h6. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you play h6, and then after this, you go knight takes e5. Because the difference is, yes, if knight c6, bishop g5, h6, you have take, queen. That's it. Whereas after knight d7, okay, here, you know, if you go here, I can just take. Right? That's the difference. So after knight d7 instead of knight c6, now bishop g5 doesn't actually win because you simply go h6. Okay, hopefully it's not, I didn't confuse too much. But yeah, so here white played rook d1. Right? White's not winning, white's just a little better. Black played knight e4, white dropped the queen back, and played knight f6. All right, how should white play in this position? Knight g4, probably then to play g6. Knight takes up 7. Wow. But rook takes up 7. F3 is 1. Queen takes d4. If knight takes e4, I think bishop takes e4. It's nothing so special. G4, I'm afraid, yeah, G4 might be just G6. Maybe not G6, actually. Maybe something better. Oh, knight f2, d4. Looks like. This is actually pretty nice. Rook e1, I don't know. Maybe queen d4 could be okay. So f3, queen d4. You have to be careful with f3 because 3, I think, we lose. Bishop e3, passable, but it's slow move. The best move is d5. Some people mentioned that, yeah, d5. Yeah, if takes, you go bishop takes d4. So black takes on c3. Pawn takes c3. Now black played bishop takes d5. What would happen in case of pawn takes d5? Be a good move, look for a better move. A lot of people are saying knight g4, but knight g4, there's g6. And bishop g5, still g6 is okay. So yeah, so of course it's knight d7. Yeah, if knight takes queen h7, if queen takes, we have bishop take. Knight takes queen d7, king here, bishop. So that was like a nice combination. And queen takes that here. Against the black plate here. And now, how should white continue in this position? Yeah, it's a pretty typical idea, yeah. A lot of your guys are aggression. Playing the first move we see without looking at opponent's replies carefully enough. Playing selfish chess. Those of you who said c4, c4 is met with simply bishop e4. And there is nothing special there. Okay, so if you go knight c6, can't I just take? You have to keep track of your material, right? Like here, you're not actually winning the queen. You get two pieces and a rook for it. So that's not ideal. So bishop g5. Yeah, h6. Yeah, after h6. Yeah, if g6, then c. That would be the idea. So black played h6. And now we take here. Now rook e8 is met with this knight for bishop g6. F queen g6. Really nice attacking idea. And after queen c7, we give a check here again, and check here, and win. Very nice little geometry. Knight g4 actually would not be as clear because that knight g4. So yeah, this idea and then also there, or I should have had u5, but okay. And block present. Okay, let's see what else we have. I guess pretty famous one, I already showed it. Or to Chicago, similar idea. All right, I want to show you guys. Let's just see, where's that final game? Oh yeah, let's take a look at this game. Smigan against Morgan. This game I quite like. It's a real nice game. Calculation. This came from a semi-slot. The Miran. Actually, sorry, anti-Miran. No, actually, no, sorry, it is Miran. Yeah, because E3 anti-Miran is like G5. And so, okay, E5, H3. A lot of it is still period. And now there's a threat of bishop G5. Bishop E2 line. I thought the idea is not to take back C4. Yeah, no. I see. Right. You're saying knight D2 instead? Wait, is that the Shanklin line or something? Yeah, no, then B5, yeah. And Wait, where is that? Maybe. Oh no, sorry. There's. I think you meant like DC A4, maybe. Maybe A4 and then 92 at some point. Yeah, I mean maybe. No, but then E5. So I think. No, I think Shanklin line might be like B3 or something. Yeah. Yeah, it might be B3, and then if DC, then you go A4 capsules, then maybe now 92. No, apparently not here either. Wait, I don't remember actually. Oh no, I think maybe it's just bishop E2 right away, right? Like without queen C2. Yes, it's without. Yes, it's without queen C2. Yes, queen C2 is a different line. Yeah, it's not the Shanklin. Yeah, so this is a good question. Yes, so to those of you who are following Shanklin, yes, Shanklin is like he goes bishop E2 immediately. No queen C2. So yeah, once you go queen C2, it's already a bit different. You don't have that 92 idea. But anyway, that's an opening nuance. Yes, and now black could play. Black should probably play knight d5, and so black played h6 instead. Okay, how should white continue here? Um, well, I think you guys see the move, but the correct question is, how deeply actually can we calculate this? So whoever wants to try to calculate it the deepest, I will call on you. What's the question? I know you guys see the move. I know you guys see the idea. However, you actually need to calculate deeper. So the question is, do we take on h6 or no? Why or why not? I mean, it's a very obvious idea, right? Like takes on queen g6, I think. Very basic pattern for most of you. But the question is, does it actually work? Because, that's not a guarantee, right? Like, it's not always gonna work. All right, looks like Eric Liu is like, very close. Yeah, looks like Eric Liu sort of is not on the right track. She takes this here. Yeah. Some of you aren't thinking about the best defenses. All right, so first of all, if we start with queen g6, I don't think it's like that big of a deal because now it's all of this and queen h5. I mean, I guess you could try that, but now I don't think this bishop h6 is going to be that powerful. Yeah, I don't know what the best move here is actually, but okay. I think bishop e7 looks okay enough. Because then if you take six at the very least, right? Like 95 is their FG. Yes, good point. Yeah, maybe even that. Yeah. So it will never really. Yeah, and if you have to take here, then that's already you lose the bishop there. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, you don't even get that, even though the other position is also not that impressive. All right, so bishop takes h6, g takes h6, queen here, king h8. So if you go bishop takes h7, I don't believe this works because six next move and after that knight h7, and as you guys can see, black is better. So there's also bishop f5 and bishop h7. So you must take on h6. Now you have to calculate two moves for black, knight h7 and king g8. knight h7 is clearly the way to go, because if you go king g8, then knight g5 looks promising, but there might be some other, like bishop c2, knight c5. Like this was pretty clearly going to be good with all those ideas, and you have a draw in hand also, so you're not really that scared of king g8. The real question is, can they go there? Because after knight h7 and queen f6, it looks like maybe black could defend. And however, white is winning here. But you have to be very precise. So who wants to try to find? Several of you already found it, to be fair. But I think Eric Liu found it. I think Austin found it. Yeah, we have to. Now more people are getting it. Yeah, we must go 94. That's a must, because if you go here, f5 black is completely fine. Black's better. And knight g5 clearly doesn't work. Queen takes. So 94. You have to see that move. Actually, if you don't see the move, well, anyway, I'll show you later. So 94. Black goes here, though. And, but now what? Still, you have to be very precise, even here. All right, several you are getting it, yeah. Even here, you have to be precise. The only move is knight f6. Idea of take, bishop c2. So black plays bishop f5, still not over, but knight h5. And now bishop f6. If you go rook g8, then knight e5. I played this kind of move against Hans Niemann once, and he was open, like this in between knight e5 move. He thought I'll take on h6 or something, and I played this knight e5, which was winning. So, which he missed. There was like some similar kind of thing. Yeah, that was, the last time I was able to beat him. He's beaten me twice since that. Twice since. But okay, bishop f6. Knight to g5. Yeah, if bishop takes, we have queen 7. So bishop takes d4. Knight takes, bishop takes. And rook d1. Threatening like rook d4, knight f6. And black played there, and now white's attack is unstoppable. If queen d4, you have rook e7. Black just allowed mate with queen g7. Probably it was like more of a sportsmanship thing, given how brilliant black played the game. Now let's see this with an engine. As you guys will see, it was never that easy, right? So the only reason this worked so well is because after takes, check here, Aspel has to choose a player who would calculate that far. Wait, what do you mean? Sorry. Well, okay, you don't have to calculate 20 moves ahead, right? I think, okay, you have to okay, so this is 1, 2, 3. Okay, king g8 is kind of easy to refute. Anyway, you don't have to calculate so much. Here you can sort of, by intuition, figure out. Yeah, now move 4 is very important. If you don't have 94, you're worse. So this move is very important. So 4. And now knight f6 is also quite important, actually. If you don't see it, okay, there's also this weird move g4 to try to stop this. Maybe, I guess you could actually find out, but that's also not an easy move. But already, if you play 95, then queen d4, not so easy. Knight takes, rook takes, bishop takes, queen e4. I guess you could sort of, envision that at the very least you can. Yeah, to be fair here, even if you don't see knight f6 ahead of time, you're probably not that much worse. So I guess you can sort of wing it. If you see it like until move 4, you can sort of like play a calculated guess, hoping that like one of these moves will be good. But ideally, you want to be able to see knight f6. Wait, what's your question, Austin? What do you mean? How can black defend? What do you mean by that? You mean after 95 or? Oh, I see. Yeah, we'll get to that. Yes. So 99 here, bishop f5. Yeah, so you have to, ideally you want to see move 5, and now move 6 is knight h5. Again, if you don't play it, you're worse. So knight h5. Bishop f6. Okay, rook g8, you have knight e5. Actually, also a very important line. If you don't play knight e5, you're worse. So bishop f6. And now we go knight g5, which is a very important move. If you don't see that, you're again not better. So that's already what, move 7. And bishop takes d4. Okay, here, at this point, you can sort of do it intuitively. Like there's knight h7, h4. Yeah. But even these moves are a little bit important, right? Like, and yeah, here the best defense was rook g8. Bishop c2, rook g6, you have to give up some material. But white continues the attack, right? And you can sort of like stop your line here. Yeah, and after f5, yeah, white, you don't need to calculate this very much. It becomes clear how good this is. So I would say, yeah, it's like around 6-7 moves line. Yeah, it's pretty deep, right? So it's, again, you could sort of wing it a little bit and play on intuition. I don't know how deeply like the white player saw it, but I mean, yeah, I mean it just goes to show chess is a pretty deep game, right? And you kind of that's why, you know, like all those modern Indian players like Gukesh and Prag and your guys see, you know, they just all train their calculation. You know, they and that's why Gukesh, you know, calm and collected, like wins the ending throughout his career is always relied a lot on calculation. I mean, obviously now he kind of, it seems like he briefly lost that ability, but if he actually returns to his form, it will be a very interesting match. We'll see. Speaking of Ding, what happened to him? I can relate to that because it's stuff like this has happened to me before as well. I've definitely had tournaments where I lost my confidence. Yeah, no, that was, some of these things were weird, but today he played a good game at least. In classical, he played well against Prague both times, so Prague was the unlucky one in a way. Well, we'll see. You know, hopefully, yeah, it will bounce back. But yeah, it's a hard game. What can I say? So this was a game between a game of this player called How to Survive. Wait, let me just. Oh, this is Tal. Wait 1 second. This Zoom thing that's annoying. Okay, finally. Okay, yeah, this game I wanted to show hanging points game. Yes. It's already like time. Okay, fine. I'll show one more game. I'll show one more game, just as an introduction to a theme, hanging pawns. We might continue that next class. Oh, actually, if I'm not mistaken, maybe Eugene Perlstein might even show this example at some point. I think I saw it on YouTube once, but anyway, maybe not. So anyway, like, what should white play here? I like the passion, Liliana. And then, okay, you saw it before, yeah. How did I get all this collection? That's so nice. Well, my friend at some point collected that material for me. A lot of these are okay. Some of these are also pretty well known. Like Garbov Kirchnoy, I knew for a long time ago. This one I've also seen before, so I was told these examples also as a kid. So it's called reading your classics. Yeah, so a lot of you gave some interesting suggestions, but the best by far is this idea, H4. Now, this idea, and as you see, it's blue, so it's even still theory. The point is, you can do it in hanging pawn structure, guarding the square, right? If there was a knight here, then this h4 wouldn't really do all that much because h7 square would be very well protected. But because he's missing that knight at the defender and it's hanging pawns, this allows white to potentially execute that idea, right? And so black has to always be careful about that idea. And here white is already like much better. If you take 6 rook e3, already the attack is massive. If you play queen d5, you go here. h6, you can go bishop h6, h5. h6, oh, sorry, if h6, oops. If h6, bishop e1, yes, fishing pole, yeah. And it's knight e5, you go knight g5. And yeah, the attack is raging. And yeah, white won a very nice game. Rook e3, rook g3 is coming. The only one moment is, yeah, be careful, don't go here, because queen 7, rook e7, rook h7 would be a pretty adequate defense for black. So here, accuracy till then, king h1. And now, yeah, you can't really stop mate without giving up the queen. Yeah, there is no fortress. And even for people who really love sacking the queen, no fortress. Bishop takes g2, I guess king takes h2. Yes, and then a queen here, and then rook h1. Yes, that's a good question. Yeah. All right. Hope you guys enjoyed today's class. We'll probably continue on that theme maybe in a couple of weeks. Things like that, some good examples. All right, perfect. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.